Hey, you guys. I have my air purifier on, so I hope that's okay. And it's kind of midday right now, so you'll probably hear my neighbor walking around. Bro, I don't know if this person is like the biggest person on earth or something, or they just love stomping. But like, oh my god, it's like they jump spot to spot. They're like a newer neighbor. Anyway, I actually filmed a makeup video not too long ago, but I was so upset in it that it was not very like ASMR-ish, so I'm just basically refilming it. I've had a lot of family drama been going on, and I'm just gonna, so I'm gonna do my makeup. So the first thing I'm gonna start off with is this Say Star Glow in the shade Star Glow. It's a glowy super gel. It kind of reminds me of like a It kind of reminds me of like in 2016 how people like were putting this like really sparkly primer on. It kind of reminds me like of that. I think it's kind of pretty similar to what it does too. It feels really good on my skin actually right now. It's pretty hot in here. So I've had like quite a bit of family drama going on to begin with, like just like always and forever. But like it's recently like escalated quite a lot, and I feel like a good amount of my family is kind of mad at me, or by a good amount I mean like I guess the people I talk to the most. So I think I've talked about this before, where I have, I don't live with my mom anymore. I haven't for a long time because as my ice maker, I am so like deaf to the things that go on in this apartment that I forgot that my ice maker was on, so that was like too loud to share. So I don't know where I left off essentially, but I have concealer on now, a lot of concealer. Don't worry, we'll hopefully fix it. Anyway, so I don't live with my mom anymore. I now live in my own apartment, but I lived with my grandparents for a bit, and that was fine. I preferred that. My mom has always chosen partners over her own children her entire time of being a mother, so it wasn't really shocking to me. And because of that, that's had some tension between us, and she knows that. She might not acknowledge it, but she knows that we have tension. And to move forward with that, shortly after I got kicked out / moved out, she had someone she knew move in with her like into my old room. And it didn't really bother me because it's like, I mean, I'm not living there. Like, who cares? Cause not me. And like the relationship she has with this person is honestly inappropriate. And the reason I say that is because of the type of job my mom has and how they met. It's inappropriate, and honestly, if anybody really like looked into it and like reported it, she would get in trouble. She ended up moving in due to some personal reasons that I'm not going to get into because I don't think it's important to share. But she has known my family for quite some time at this point, and that means she's also known my little brothers for quite some time. My little brothers are both about 4 years younger than I am. So they're still underage, even though they're turning 18 this summer, but they're still underage. And they have been, obviously, up until they turn 18. And for context, one of them is a stepbrother and the other is my biological brother. I have another stepbrother, but we're not close. And I also have a stepsister, but we're also not close. Probably because they think I hate them, but I don't hate them. I don't know, we never got close. And my mom talks like crazy shit about them, so I can see why they think I may not like them. So, you see this, sorry. Sorry, I literally have no negative opinion on you, so, I don't know. Like, we just never talk. Anyway, so, I'm gonna put some skin tint on to balance out how pale and white I am. And, oh, I gotta clean that, that's nasty. So she's known my little brothers, I wanna say since they were like 14, maybe 13 years old. Okay, that's pretty fucking young, obviously. And, whatever, right? Like, she moves in, like, I kind of see her as like a sibling, like a older sister. She's older than I am. And my one brother, I'm not gonna say their names. So like my one brother, who is my stepbrother, drinks and likes to party and stuff, and my biological brother, he doesn't like doing that stuff. I don't think I've ever seen him drink. I'm sure he has, like, on occasion. And before anybody's like, oh my god, but didn't you just say they were underage? Like, sorry, my ice maker turned on again. A lot of families would rather their kids, like, drink at home rather than, like, out and about. Because, like, we know where you are, you're safe, you're not drinking and driving. So it's kind of, like, normalized to, like, if you're gonna underage drink, just do it at home. So, if that makes sense. And also, I'm not my brother's parents, so it's not like I'm controlling that. And he was over, and he was drinking a little bit at my mom's house, and the girl, the, like, family friend was, like, at the house, and he starts flirting with her. I think at this point, he's 15 or 16, and if he's 16, he just turned 16. And he's flirting with her. Now, I'm not saying that, like, he should be flirting with her or anything like that, but I will say, I remember being a kid, and I remember being attracted to older people. But it's really important that the older people do not tolerate that, because that is pedophilia. Like, I don't care if, like, sorry, it's coming up. Like, it's weird and it's wrong because it's like a power play, and it's not good. And she starts flirting back with him. At this point, she's what? She's 22 years old. Because she's 6 years older than him. I'm gonna use the Halo Glow Beauty one for my contour. I have the Fenty Beauty contour stick, but I realized that it doesn't match my makeup very well because it's silicone based and I do water based makeup. So I'm gonna see if I can get a refund or switch out a product. Because I'm thinking about I have like a coupon code because my boyfriend returned something through Ulta, because I guess Ulta does that now. And we got a coupon code because he used Ulta to do it. So it's like $5 off a purchase or whatever. So anyway, let me darken the shed on my double chin. So anyway, they're like flirting back and forth, which is incredibly inappropriate. And she admits that she was flirting back and forth with him. And then it only became a problem because he brought up kind of like part of the situation. She was living with us, right? Or living with him. And I totally agree that what he said was like really inappropriate to her. And he shouldn't have said that. But like, you should also not be flirting with him. Like, and so she went and she told my mom what he said. And she thought, so she chewed him out for what he said, and also chewed him out for flirting with her because, like, she's a guest in the house, don't make her uncomfortable, you know. And I figured, like, and again, like, he's drunk, she's very inebriated, and like we weren't outside where it was happening. I was inside like talking to my mom with my boyfriend, and we're also like having a casual drink, not like a ton, but like, and like we're not anywhere near drunk or shit faced like they were. And she starts like being very disgusting, like saying very disgusting things like, oh, what even is the age of consent in our state? Like, let me Google, like, oh, hold on, I thought you were just so disgusted that he was talking to you like that. Like, what do you mean you're gonna Google the age of consent in our state? Like, that's fucking crazy, right? And my mom is just standing there, like, not saying anything or anything. Oh, I remember I was there because I was getting my hair cut. And I'm like waiting for my mom to step in and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Nothing. I put way too much contour in my neck, but it's okay. There's a specific way you're supposed to contour your double chin, but I don't do it because I'm lazy. And I don't go outside with my makeup, so who's gonna see it? But anyway, so she's like not saying anything, just like allowing her to spew this really weird shit. And my boyfriend and I are looking at each other like, what the fuck, right? And like that's literally all we talked about on our way home was how fucking weird that was. And my glasses just tries out really fast. Oh, now that's gonna be way too much, I bet. But it was just like really bizarre to be saying about a literal child, right? And we move on, and I'm like talking to him. We've like talked about it in the car. We're like, that was so fucking weird. Like, I don't want to ever be in a situation like that again. Like where my little brother is talked about like that. And then I have other family members who do not live in that house come up to me and start talking about how weird she is, right? Oh, what the fuck? But way too much up there. And I was like, what do you mean? And they start telling me about the weird shit she says and how she's like, in her head, they're dating, which a 21, 22-year-old should not be dating a barely 16-year-old, right? That's inappropriate. He's like literally like not even a legal driver yet. Like, what do you mean? And because here's the thing, again, like my mom and like the people who live at that house were like, oh, but it wouldn't have happened if he never confessed and shit like that. That's all it should have been, was a confession that he liked her. Because a grown woman, a mature grown woman who has a job in the government, by the way, should not allow a child to flirt with her and then flirt back with the said child. That's inappropriate as fuck. Like, what are you talking about, y'all? Oh, I forgot I lost my powder, so I have to use my morphine powder. That is super fucking old to set my face. But anyway, they're like making up all these fucking excuses to like not look as bad, but it's like, this is fucking disgusting, right? And then there's like some other instances, but I don't even feel like it's like I have to get into them because like this is just gross enough. And I've been kind of keeping my mouth shut because it's just like, I know if I bring something up, like my mom is going to take it incredibly personally and be mad at me. And the reason she's going to take it really personally is because, so every relationship she's ever been in is a huge age gap type of relationship, except for my dad, who was the same age as her. And I feel like she's gonna make it seem like I'm making a comment on her relationships, which, by the way, she knows damn well are not good relationships. So it's like, you don't even need me to say that shit. I just looked in the mirror to see how my makeup looked, and it looks so crazy off camera. if I wasn't like looking at the camera, it'd probably look a lot better in person. But anyway, so I had been like not making comments, and then the other day we were in the car together because we did like an errand together that we needed to do. And she starts bringing up how he's turning 18 like next month, and how they like had this argument, and she was like talking shit about my little brother, like in a way that like she was like a high schooler talking shit. And I'm like, this is your son. Like, you're talking about your son. And I was so uncomfortable with the conversation. I didn't want to talk about it. I told her that, and she was like, "Why? Like, why?" And I just lost it, bro. I was like, this situation makes me so incredibly uncomfortable. It is so incredibly inappropriate, and the fact that you just allow it to happen in your house is so disgusting to me. She's like, I don't allow it. Well, it's going on in your house, and you're not stopping it. So, and my mom is like, he can choose to do whatever he wants. It's not like she's like forcing him. Did you ask him that? Did you talk to him about that? Because I guarantee you didn't. And like, what pisses me off about it too is me and my other brother have been through this exact situation, like being taken advantage of by an adult, right? And when it happened to me, I was not a victim. I was not treated as a victim. I was treated like I did something wrong, like I seeked it out. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't know what I was doing. I was a child. But I was treated like I wasn't. And that really fucked me up. And it's like, it's been hard to have like relationships and healthy relationships because like I was punished for some fucking reason. When my little brother went through it, he was a victim, and they babied him, and they didn't do the things that they did to me, which I'm grateful for because nobody deserves that. But at the same time, they also didn't even really do much. Like, they just continued to allow it to happen. And it's like, you finally have the opportunity to step in and help, and you're not doing shit because you're best friends with the person who's doing it. We're gonna do this blue palette. This is the Club Blue by ColourPop. And this is super expired because I don't buy new makeup. I've had this for so long, and this is the dents I've made in it. So like, I just like explained everything that like I find it so weird, and she dropped a bomb where she was like talking about how they literally have been sleeping in the same bedroom every time like my little brother stays over there. And she was trying to say that she doesn't think that they've like ever done anything, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're in a locked bedroom. Like, what? And she like got mad at me for like I like saying it. She got like really quiet and stuff, and I just was like, what the fuck? Like, I remember when I first came out, I wasn't even allowed to like have sleepovers with other girls anymore, which is so crazy because like I literally, like, I was friends with people I wasn't attracted to. Like, it's just so weird. And you're letting them sleep together in the same bedroom, locked. And she's trying to get me to like feel bad for this grown-ass woman, and because he's been like treating her so poorly. Well, it's probably because he's a fucking child and doesn't know how to have a healthy adult relationship because he's a child. What the fuck do you mean by that? Like, what am I feeling bad for here? Because I don't feel bad. And then she was like trying to talk shit and say like, well, he's dating like a 15-year-old and he's almost 18. That's weird. And yeah, it is weird because why the fuck are you interested in a 15-year-old? Like, that's an even younger child. That's crazy. But like, you cannot say that age difference is weird and not talk about the elephant in the room. And she's like, well, I never said I didn't think it was weird. Well, you kind of are with your actions, actually, so I don't really understand what the fuck you're talking about. And I said that. And then this is what she fucking said. And this pissed me off so bad. And, like, because I was, like, starting to feel bad because I could tell she was getting really defensive. And, sorry, I'm getting loud because I'm pissed thinking about it. And she's starting to get really defensive with me. And she's, like, arguing with me. And mind you, we're on, like, in the car, like, on our way to my house. And, you know, I'm starting to kind of feel bad because I know I'm, like, really going in on her. And I was just like, you know, I just don't understand why you don't not allow it. Like, you step in and say something. And she goes, well, I'm not his parent. Sorry. You're married to his father. So that makes you, legally speaking, a step, what's the word? Parent. Yeah, you're a fucking parent. And also, like, let's talk about the fact that he has a present but absent father. Like, literally could not care less what his son is doing and why he's doing it and all this bullshit. And on top of that, you like talk shit about his biological mom so much, like how she's a fucking basket case, how she can't take care of children, and you're like the perfect fucking mom. And he comes to you because he trusts you and he cares about you, and he has told you that he feels like you're one of the only adults that truly listens to him and truly understands him and is there for him. And you just said, well, I'm not his parent. Seriously, that comment made me like physically fucking ill when she said that shit. Oh my god, I was pissed. And I didn't say any of that because, like, you know, in the moment you don't think of those things. But I was like, you're a trusted adult, are you not? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she gets all quiet. She's like, stop talking at that point. And that was kind of it for the conversation. And I just kind of reiterated, like, I don't know. I think it's weird. I think it's inappropriate. And it's quite literally illegal. So it shouldn't be happening, period. And I was like, I don't care that he said he wanted to do whatever. He's a child. Children cannot, like, consent. He was not of age when that was going on, like, for consent age. And also, like, it's still statutory, right? And just, like, all this shit. And that's just essentially what I ended on. I was like, if she ever got caught and reported, you would lose your job, she would lose her job, and probably your husband would lose his job because you all knew about it and you allowed it to happen in the house, which means you're, like, part of it. And, like, I don't know. I have my own things that I went through when I was younger. And it just, like, really makes me think about how involved my own mother was in it. Because if she thinks that's okay, especially after she's done so much growing and learning from having me and dealing with me, like, what did you know about that was going on in my childhood that you just went, okay, like, I don't fucking know. So, I feel like she's mad at me, right? And we have that conversation. I get out of the car, I tell her I love her, and I thanked her for helping me with the errand that we were doing together. And she's like, I love you too. It was, like, awkward, but whatever. We said goodbye. I go to bed. I go to work the next day. I take a nap after work, and I wake up to a text from my brother. Not my biological brother, my stepbrother. And the text was him, like, thanking me for saying something, because now he's gonna get his, like, own area, and he's not, like, gonna be doing all that stuff anymore. And, you know, and I thought it was so weird because my little brother, he doesn't normally text, he normally, like, will call or FaceTime. And on top of that, if he does text, he doesn't really use, like, punctuation and stuff. So I'm thinking it's not him. I'm thinking it's his mom. Which, honestly, I don't really care because I'm not a huge fan of his mom, but at the same time, at least some other adult is grasping how serious this, situation is. I'm gonna do chunky glitter. It literally looks the same. Right? So, like, I don't know. So, we talked for a little bit. I couldn't really tell if it was him. It kind of sounded like him, but it also kind of didn't. Because his mom will get on his phone and text as him to certain people. Now, I don't think she's ever done it with me, but then it made me realize, like, okay, so I had that conversation with mom, and that meant she put down some ground rules. And I was like, oh my god, like, and I was, like, kind of embarrassed because, like, that means that, like, if I go over there, there's probably going to be some tension from her, from the girl that lives there now, and then potentially my little brother, because, like, again, I don't really know if that was him, and I didn't know if he was going to be upset if I said something along those lines of Cupid's getting into a bag of cat food because she is so smart, and that's just what smart cats do, is go into bags of cat food. But anyway, I didn't know, like, cause like when you're going through what you're going through like that, like if you've never been in a similar situation as the victim, you don't understand, like, it's completely wrong, and you might actually enjoy yourself, and then years later you kind of realize, like, oh, that wasn't okay, and like that's what I wanted to avoid, like, so I don't know. But anyway, so I texted my other little brother, and I was like, hey, is everything at the house okay? Because I was wondering if he was, like, over, and that was, like, what was said. Like, I just was curious. And he was like, yeah, like, what do you mean by that? And so I tell him, and he's like, yeah, I don't know. You'd have to talk to mom about that. I don't really know. And I was like, well, that's the reason I don't want to talk to mom about it, because I think she's mad at me, and I don't know. I feel, like, weird trying to talk to her. So I was just wondering if you, like, knew anything. And he was like, not really. Not a big deal. And then my brother starts texting me, and it doesn't sound like how he texts. It sounds like how my mom texts. And I completely forgot till, like, just the other day, like the day after we were texting, my mom, like, stalks his phone still because of what he went through with that. With the lady that was trying to groom him. And so my guess, and I don't know for sure, if my mom was just texting as him. Because initially I wanted to call, and he never picked up. So I'm curious to see if that was actually him or not. Oh my god. Every fucking time. I love this liner, do not get me wrong, but the fumes from it are so bad. Like, so bad. Like, they make my eyes water so awful. But anyway, So, like, that all happened, and it was just, like, I don't know, it was kind of like a shit show, to be honest. And, like, I feel like everybody's mad at me, but I kind of almost wanted to apologize to my mom, because I didn't want her to think I was, like, going at her, or even, like, trying to say she's a bad parent, even though I think what that was bad parenting, like, 1,000,000%, like, I don't know. But at the same time, I don't want to apologize because I know I'm not wrong. Like, I'm not going to apologize for something that should have been dealt with. And, like, I just figured since I moved out and I'm no longer in that house, I wouldn't be, like, parenting a parent again, and yet here I fucking am. The way my lashes are literally blue. It's like lashes not sticking the way I wanted to. But anyway, so that's like kind of everything that went down. Is like my brother thanking me for speaking up because he has been feeling uncomfortable and he has not been wanting to interact like that. And then like my other little brother acting weird. Like, it's just like, and here's the thing. My other little brother, the one who's been going through all this, I think I just need more. Oh no, I need more adhesive. The thing is he is like a pathological liar. Like, he's a known liar, and not just like a liar, but like just does like dumb shit. He's a very immature kid, but just because he has that, like, you know what I mean, and does shit like that, it doesn't mean that he's like, oh my fucking god, like, it doesn't mean that he's less of a fucking victim in this situation. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about anything else, he's a child, you know, and like, that's why he acts that way, that's why he does things he does, because he is a child. Like, I don't know. I think my mom just has like issues she has not personally worked through, and like part of that, oh my gosh, I feel like my face looks uneven. I don't know what it is. Maybe this eye's just darker, but I feel like my mom, like, when because she's also gone through something very similar, if not like very, very awful throughout her childhood as well. Something very similar to what happened to me. And it's like, if it wasn't as bad as what she went through, like she compares those things. And it's like, that's not a comparable fucking thing. Like, everybody's like issues and stuff like that is so valid, and it's very sad. And I don't know, like, it's just like she doesn't see it as a big deal because it's like, well, it wasn't like how hers was, therefore it's not that serious. But like, it is. So I don't know, it's just been kind of weird. And yeah, like, I'm like embarrassed of my family because of it. Like, why are we doing this? I'm gonna use this like kind of hot pink blush. This is Woo Me by ColourPop. So I don't know, it's just been like, it's just weird because it's like, I feel like I'm the only voice of fucking reason. Well, and it's crazy because I'm not the only voice of reason. I'm just the only one who's spoken out about it, because my entire part of, like, literally my entire family, other than the people who fucking live there, are like, what the fuck is happening? Like, everybody's made comments, and not just comments about, like, the situation entirely, but comments about this person who's moved in, too. Like, she says and does, like, very inappropriate and, like, just weird shit that, like, normally my mom, like, would not have any tolerance for. So I don't understand why, she just is, like, fine with it. I don't know if it's, I think that maybe it's just partly because of the situation that, again, like, led her to moving in, and my mom feels bad for her, or, like, what? It's just weird. And, like, a conversation I've had with another family member is we've debated if it's, like, kind of like a replacement for me, in, like, multiple different ways. Like, not just, like, because I got kicked out, but because I'm, like, transitioning, so she doesn't have a daughter anymore, so she, like, went and looked for one, and she doesn't want to lose that type of relationship, so she just allows whatever. I don't know. What I do know is it's disgusting and it's weird, and I'm mad at myself that I didn't speak up sooner, because I feel bad. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Because like, the whole reason people didn't want to say anything about everything that was going on is because they knew my mom would, like, be weird about it, and I don't know. So I don't know what's all going on, because, like, in the text messages that I think my mom was texting me through, my little brother, like, she was talking about how he specifically my little brother wants to flip the story and say he was uncomfortable the whole time, and blah, 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 and whatever bullshit else, and, like, it's just, like, you're allowed to be uncomfortable and revoke consent at, like, any point in a relationship and time, and he probably was uncomfortable saying something and stopping, because you're conditioned as a child to not say no to adults. Like, what are y'all on? Like, it just, like, it was pissing me off. And I was like, again, I get, like, he's got his history with shit and whatever the fuck, but, like, this is a situation that you really cannot be dealing with, like, as, like, other situations. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm gonna do this NYX lip liner in nude pink. But yeah, like, I don't know. And there's been, like, other family drama too. Like, this is not even all of it, which is the crazy fucking part. I might look like I'm really overlining, but I have a double lip line on my bottom lip. So, I watched videos and people say to just line it as your normal lip. I just think it looks kind of funny. Okay. Let's do this shade in my lip shine. It is the shade Lovely. I feel like I always go for this one. I really like this lip liner though, because I feel like it really matches my lip shade. It's just a tiny bit darker. I really want to get, like, a pencil lip liner though, but I don't have money for those. They look like, the ones I want are, like, expensive, but they look like they work so good. I'm gonna put some gloss on. We're gonna do the Glossier, whatever lip gloss. like, so that stuff has just been, like, really fucking stressing me out. And like, I'm glad that it's kind of dealt with, but I feel like it's just gonna cause more problems. Like, I don't know, it's just, there's always fucking something going on in my family, and this is just it. Okay, cute. This lip gloss has ran out so fucking fast, mind you. Probably because I put it on a ton, but I love lip gloss. If you guys have lip gloss suggestions, please hit me up. I was thinking about trying that. It's like a newer brand at Sephora. It's like really glittery. It starts with a G. I forgot how to say it. But I was thinking about that. It's like a scribble bottle. It looks pretty cool. I was thinking about trying that. But I think before I buy new makeup, I have to get new brushes because I have like 4 brushes right now. But yeah, so that's been going on in my life, and I just wanted to share it with you so I could feel better about it and not feel like I'm going crazy. Cause like my boyfriend and I, like, we talk about it, and I'm like, I'm not crazy, like I'm not in the wrong. And he was like, no. Cause like I'm just trying to think about it from my perspective. Like, I wish somebody spoke up for me, and I didn't have that. And now that I'm an adult, I can do that for people. So, and it just upsets me that other adults are like, I don't know. I think I need to get a foundation, because for the type of makeup I want to do, I don't think my skin tint is covering it. I might look at some foundations when I go into Ulta. I wish you guys could actually see my makeup, like, I can get close. It doesn't even look as bad as it. I have a very hairy face. I have a ton of acne. So this is not like a smooth beat, even though it may kind of look like it. Because I've gotten comments before, like, how do you make your makeup look like that? It does not look like that. Like, I go in the mirror and I'm like, oh, it does not look like this in person. My phone quality is just kind of shitty, so it makes me look like really smoothed out and nice. But yeah, yeah, just wanted to rant. If you guys have any video suggestions, please let me know. Sorry, I'm just being narcissistic and looking at myself. I'm gonna go take this off because my eyes are kind of hurting because of that liner. But I love you. I hope you guys found this relaxing, and I hope that you sleep super, super good night. Good night, you guys.